API, or Application Programming Interface, is an intermediary software that allows two applications to communicate to each other. Say you want to write a computer program that shows the current weather. By that, you will be using an API of an online weather service to request the current weather for a given city. REST API, or Representational State Transfer, is a web service API that is capable of handling requests. REST API use HTTP, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol, for processing data requests and has standard commands such as the GET command to retrieve data from a resource such as a file, database, or web page. POST to submit the contents or create a new resource such as a new record in a database. PUT to create data or update an existing resource, and delete to remove data or remove an existing resource. So how does it work? When the application makes a connection with the web server, the developer sends an HTTP command with the required parameters and data and is expected to receive a response based on the command.
So how does one go about using REST API? So before the actual demonstration, it is important to know the anatomy of making a request. So there are four parts to this. First one is the endpoint, second one is the method, third header, and the fourth one is the data. So the endpoint is the root of the URL you request. An example of this is for GitHub, where you can search https api.github. So the second part is the method, and this is the type of request you send to the server. The next one is the header, which is often denoted by a -h or double dash header, and this provides the info to both client and server. And the last part is the data, or the body, and this is the actual meat of the request and contains the information that you send to the server. So when you make a request, we must be familiar with the four methods, namely the get, post, update, and delete. So the get method is used to retrieve resource from a server. Say you wanted to get a list of repositories from a certain account in GitHub. You can do so by using the get method. Post, on the other hand, is used if you want to make a new resource on a server. It makes a new entry within the database in which you are making the request. Post essentially performs a create operation. The third method is the update. It basically updates an entry within the database and prompts you whether that update is successful. And the last one is the delete method, which basically deletes a resource from a server. It basically deletes an entry that you make within the database. So now that's done, we will now be demonstrating how one uses REST API.
I will demonstrate an API call in JavaScript. For now, the API call that I will be demonstrating is the HTTP request. First, we will create the object for our HTTP request. Then, after that, we will now open the request. Keep in mind that when you're opening a request, you will be required to input two parameters, such as the method and then the URL. Then, let's grab the URL. And after that is we're going to send the request. To get the data to the console, you need to use the unload method. So And we should also check the status in the HTML file. So it's 200. So if request status is 200, then console log. So right now we're going to use the JSON so we can convert our data into text format. Then JSON dot parse. Okay. Then now we're going to complete the error handling part. Then I guess that's pretty much it. Now let's check. So here is the data that we requested from the web page. Then I guess that's pretty much it.